there as well. A pack forming around it. He gets his left into it straight away. We go inside 50 for Pakistan as early as we possibly can. The Indians now with an opportunity to get it out of there if they've got to be first to it. A little handball coming out there to Khan. He's set upon by a couple of Indian opponents. The umpire blows the whistle. We'll have a ball up here about 45 metres from the Pakistan goal.
Umpire throws the ball skyward. Gravity takes over, comes back down. Pakistan with an early scoring opportunity. Quick little handball out. Hit the deck they do. And here comes India mopping up through defence. The India Bombers is the name of this team. Of course, in partnership with the Essendon Bombers. Good attacking play there by the Pakistan defence. And a kick has been marked down there on half forward. Can't see the number as the ultraviolet rays here of the Melbourne winter sun take over. Beautiful driving left foot kick down there, but a chest mark is chopped off down there by the Indian Bombers defence. And they've started out early. I'll tell you, I watched the Indian Bombers in round one. Their defence is organised. They just fall down across sort of half forward going forward.
And a little kick back in there, I think, by Rujansky. Can't hit a target. The Pakistanis will bring it back in again, this time through Hussain, in towards the top of the square. No one can take the mark. The ball falls free. First to it again. Pakistan, this time through the agency, Mashwani. He pops it back in towards the top of the square. They crash across the top of each other. No one can pick it up. The big man there in Khan tries to bustle his way through. Nothing doing there. And India look like they're going to clear.
Well, there was a free kick. It was a front-on contact. And the Indian player went down, and the umpire called advantage, but has held it up on half back for the Indians.
Not much advantage there, Brian, was there?
No, definitely not.
I'll tell you what, Kasif Khan hit him with the don't argue, the equivalent of about 5 Dustin Martins. As the ball's out there on the far side, the Pakistani player picks it up out there unlisted. Ball's kicked down towards the half-forward line. Beautiful roving there by the Indian Bombers player. And they're out here if they can set. Little quick kick here. They've got numbers. At the moment, it's the Shaheens there with the good defence. Little handball out. The young man out there is Ovaris Rehman. Rehman, little kick inside. And number 17 is going to be potentially unlisted. Very difficult to follow the players here. Opportunity there. Ball hits the deck. All hands on deck for the Rovers. Little kick inside. Mark taken 15 metres out from goal. If you don't mind, this is Zain Ahmed. And Zain Ahmed with the opportunity. Apparently the young man is going to shoot for Pakistan's first goal. Right foot kick, 15 metres out if you don't mind. Ball hits the deck. Player said the umpire. Little handball inside. Good clearing defence there by the Indian Bombers though.
And running out towards the boundary line here. Pakistan with all the numbers around this contest. Kazi picks it up. Set upon by an opponent. Good tackle it was. Umpire finds a free kick. It'll go to India. Looks like it's Beshra.
And Beshra there for India.
Doesn't know where to go.
Somebody says to him, get it what? Get it India. And that's what he does as he drives it out onto the far wing. And the young helmeted warrior out there from the Shaheens takes an excellent intercepting mark. And they go forward again for perhaps their 5th inside 50. As we've got a foot race out here in the middle of the ground. He dances, prances, romances, puts it on his left boot. No chest mark taken down there. Here's an opportunity for the Bombers defence as they clear it. 2-on-2 contest, overrunning the ball, the Shaheens. They go again though. Here they go, the Bombers. Paddled out on the far side. Umpires called holding the ball. Free kick India Bombers. What did you see there, Brian Mansbridge?
Well, I thought it was more of a throw out, but he gave him the benefit of the doubt and said, well, it was holding the ball and gave him the free kick.
Little kick back there into the danger zone there. India working hard for possession there. Just bringing it out there was Dev. He's lost the footy. It goes forward for Pakistan again. And a mark taken there by Khan, in towards the scoring zone. No one can take the mark on the ground. India might be able to mop this one up. They're playing through dangerous ground there, chipping it through the goal square. And a little kick out the back there towards Baig, who marks.
They did well coming across the face of goal, and they've been able to link a couple of kicks together and get it out towards their defensive side wing.
This is the real strength of the India Bombers. They're smaller in stature, but they have good foot skills, and they'll run hard and work for each other right out here in front of us. A beautiful mark taken there by the young man, Turkey. Turkey was a good performer for India throughout the tournament so far as they go inside 50 for the first time. All hands on deck as the ball hits it there. Beautiful roving and centering kick by the Bombers player there. That will be, of course,
free kick.
Free kick. 15 metres out from goal. What did you see, Brian?
Yeah, it was
Mansbridge?
a push in the back. He jumped up to try and take it, and as he was up in the air, Scotty, he got a bit of a shove. The two-handed throw, push him through the pack, and a free kick. The umpire saw it.
So an opportunity here for Darius Fernandez to put the India Bombers on the scoreboard. Pakistan
down.
Shahins. Here it is, Fernandez, left foot, not too far out. Put down your glasses, 6 points, India Bombers. Darius Fernandez, if you don't mind.
That was a bit of a coast-to-coast too for India. They've worked it from across the face of goal, worked it down this side of the ground, and got it to the top of the square. And that was a very nice kick. Dangerous kick, put it in a dangerous spot, and they were able to run onto it. And the push in the back, the Pakistanis' defence got under a little bit of pressure, and they were in trouble.
Conditions windier than a restaurant bathroom here at the Western Oval, and the Indian team is, of course, kicking with a 3 or 4 goal breeze here in the first quarter, Ian.
And we're back in the centre here of the Western Oval here at Royal Park. Pakistan with first use of it. They're moving it out towards their forward line now. Can't pick it up clean in the first go. Shoots off a cheeky little handball there to a teammate in Javed. His kick goes towards the boundary line and out of bounds it goes. On the full, in fact, and India will bring the ball back into play.
It's one thing I can say about the Indians there, as you said, Scotty, their foot skills are very nice. They're using the ball when they do get it. The Pakistan's not quite as good with the skills.
India winless in the tournament so far, but probably started the more efficient of the two sides as the young Pakistani player Mehdi's there. Ball's on the deck, could have been a push in the back, plants at the umpire, he's over it, he crosses himself and he runs in with the spirit and speed of a gazelle. The young silver fox umpire there, magnificent calling as he throws it skyward, it comes back down, ball hits the deck, all hands on deck as the Pakistan Shaheens clear it and go forward once more.
Well, it might have been Najafi there in towards the scoring zone yet again for Pakistan. They've got to make better of these opportunities if they can. That's off the hands there and out of bounds it goes. Adjacent to the behind post here. We're deep in attack for Pakistan. We've travelled just 6.5 minutes here in the first quarter. It's 6 plays 0. The Indians in the lead.
And the ball about to be thrown back in by the boundary umpire. Beautiful style there as it goes as high as Joe Cocker. Comes back down, left foot snap. 6 points Pakistan off the pack. Brian Mansbridge, how was that for some roving?
That was unbelievable, front and square, and they just got it towards a dangerous spot, and then the snap off the boot, that was pretty quick hands because it didn't take long from the time he grabbed it to the time he got it to the boot, and well, the Pakistans are very, very happy with their snap out of the pack for a goal, and that's evened it right up.
Did you see the number there, Brian Mansbridge?
No, I don't know whether it was the big number 7 there in Khan Kasif.
We'll put it down to Kasif Khan, who had a can-do attitude. And back to you, Ian.
And back in the centre here again, coming out straight away. There was Najafi. He's getting his hands on the footy early. Moving it towards half forward for Pakistan again. They'll be keen to score as soon as they can after that last goal. Just a bit of congestion around the football. The umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up at the centre half forward position.
Umpire throws it skyward, comes back down, the big men fly, ball hits the deck, and here we go again. Right foot snap inside forward for the Shaheens. There he is, the big man.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5, 6,
play it,
five.
umpire.
Play on, said the umpire. India Bombers, quick little snap out of pressure. They've got the numbers here, and they're out over the back for consent. Good pressure from the Shaheens, though. Here they go again. The young man, 29, a quick foot, right foot snap, in fact. Back inside the forward attacking zone. It's the highway to the danger zone as the young boundary umpire thrusts his right hand skyward and indicates the ball's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Big Kasif Khan, he's been very, very prominent down there, the big man, shouldering a fair bit of the forward thrust inside forward 50 for the Pakistan side as a quick kick comes out. Oh, touched on the line. That was very, very handy, the defence there of the Indians, Ian.
Nice little snap from Sammy Kazi there, but just touched on the line and through it goes. That gives them the lead, Pakistan, 1-1-7.
Breeze would be going down the end, the Pakistanis, or is it going the other way, Scotty?
Well, it was favouring the other end in the earlier game, so I'm not sure that it's having a major impact on the contest.
Either way, it's a bit blustery.
India bring the ball back into play now out towards half-back. Pakistan with the numbers around this contest as the ball hits the deck. There's a big tackle on there. It's been bottled up. The umpire will take the opportunity here to blow his whistle and put the ball back into the air.
The Pakistani side before the game were indicating to me that they were going to protect their faces. They believed themselves to be very handsome, and they knew they had photo ops before and after the game. So despite the fact that this is a rivalry game, they said to the Indian team, protect the faces at all costs. And of course, they have a significant beard quotient, this Pakistani side, in which they derive some of their powers. As the ball is back in out on the far side, beautiful punch there forward there by the Pakistani ruckman. Attempt at the don't argue by the Bombers player.
And got away with
and
it.
he gets it out. Left foot kick out to the far side. The Bombers are out here if they go quickly, but the young man holds up his arm. He says, I need a rest. But there's no timeouts in football, young man. Move it on up, move it on. But the umpire says finally, yes, you should do that. So he bounces it. Then he kicks it on his right boot and clears the area out on the far side, Ian.
It was a nice kick too, plenty of penetration. We're just forward of centre wing here. Indians with the numbers around this contest. They've just got to pick it up cleanly there. Turkey was there. He couldn't get his hands on the football and trickles out of bounds here. It'll be thrown in right in front of the Pakistan bench there. They trail by just the 1 point at the moment, 7 plays 6.
Young man throws it back in on the far side. Beautiful roaming off the back of the pack by Pakistan. That will be the young man Khan. And with a can-do attitude, he kicks it down and he says, can you mark it? Yes, I can. As the ball hits the deck down there in the Pakistan scoring area, the young boundary umpire runs around. Pantene Pro V locks bouncing in the Melbourne sun, and he'll throw it in out on the far side. Brian Mansbridge, what are you seeing early in this contest?
Well, they've had plenty of opportunities, the Pakistan Shans, inside forward 50, but probably haven't really put a score on the board that they'd be happy with at the moment.
Oh, the throw-in coming back in now. Pakistan with a little shot on goal. That's a little left foot snap across the body from 35 metres. And through it goes. I've got a number 35 there, which is not on the team sheet. So we can't even give anybody the credit for that one, unfortunately. Team sheets are just paperwork in the end, aren't they?
If his mother's
Scotty?
listening, it was a magnificent goal, though. He rove the pack, smashed it onto his left boot. No respect for the wind.
If he was
and
not a
drove it
left
home.
footer, that is a magnificent kick. That was front and square, got into the right spot, banged it from 35, 40 metres out, used the breeze and allowed it to spin back in, and it was absolutely, great to watch.
And Pakistan increased their lead. It's 12 plays 6 here. Nearly 12 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Back in the middle, Pakistan Shaheens go forward again. They, of course, had a good 9-point win over the India Bombers earlier in the tournament. But now it's Bombers. And he bombs it forward there with a kick. One-on-one contest. Good contest there by number 12. Perhaps unnamed. Ball's moved out there. Numbers here with the Shaheens as it's smothered over the boundary line and out of bounds.
We're working hard both sides. Neither side at the moment just getting a handle on the ball. Just need to just tighten it up a little bit.
Looking for some clean possession as the throw-in comes in. No one really wins it clear. Pakistan first to it if they could position themselves well here. They're lining up for the handball to come out there. The umpire says, I'm going to ball this up.
Oh,
Well, no,
no,
he's found
he's
a free
not.
kick. And there's the Pakistani player there. May have hatched it, and it's coming out. There'll be a free kick to Fernandez from India.
Fernandez, the early goal kicker for the Bombers. He looks up, holds his arms out, not quite knowing what to do. So he goes short, and it's a nice short kick there to number 7. That, of course, is Baig. And Baig's got the opportunity. Another short little kick. Meanwhile,
15,
the umpire has
25.
recognised a 25-metre penalty to the young man Baig. And Baig, he's running. The Silver Fox cannot quite keep pace with Baig. So he says, Baig, go back behind your mark. And here's an opportunity for the India Bombers to respond on the scoreboard. Trailing by 7 points here early. Beautiful centering kick here to the young man. That might be Chakrabarti. Chakrabarti with some beautiful moves. He moves and grooves and can't get past the Shaheen. Could have been held without a plan, says the umpire. Bombers at the fall of the ball. They go up on the launching pad. Quick little handball there from Fernandez. Going out on the far side. Socket forward there. That's Turkey. He scoops it up with a scoop move off his foot. But the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds 30 metres around from the Bombers attacking danger zone.
And just noticing there too, Samrat Sharma there from India, number 22, wearing the longest shorts I've ever seen.
They go all the way down to his boots.
They do. He's certainly not going to get in.
He's covering up,
The
making
Melbourne
sure.
sun here, you would have thought, as I'm waiting on the umpire to bring it back here. We're going to ball up here about 25 metres from India's goal. It's back in the air. Big thump away from Pakistan there. That was Chaudhry. Come back towards the centre wing position. They've got a bit of a run on here. Not the greatest kick in the world, but it's into space. They're good enough they can run onto it. Usama Khan tried to get an arm in there to knock it forward. Couldn't do it. The big man there now. He's in everything. Kashif Khan at the moment just bustling his way through. Moves it clear out towards half forward. They've got the numbers here, Pakistan, if they can use it properly. Just coming around, a swing around on the right boot there from Mashwani. Bounce into the goal square. And India will see it. No, they've played on with it.
And so the Bombers clear it out there, but it's all Shaheen's. That little number 17 right foot snap. Ball hits the deck. Bombers at ground level. Can the Shaheens get it? Oh, he works around. Put down your glasses, ladies and gentlemen. 6 points, Pakistan Shaheens. Hamid Mashwani has put 6 more on the board. And he was 3-on-1 contest there, Brian. He worked around in a phone booth, moved back onto his right boot and snapped it home for 6 more points.
Well, it was actually a very, very big phone booth because he had a turning circle of a truck as he wheeled around there, but it was good enough to bang it on the boot and roll it through, and Pakistan take a comfortable lead at quarter time. Well, coming up to quarter time, Ian.
Yeah, it's just the 13 points in the shadows of quarter time. They were back in the centre. India get the clearance this time. They kick out towards half forward. They've got some numbers around this contest if they can use it. Well, picking it up now, playing on Singh straight away towards the top of the square, but it's a mark to Pakistan there, and Daniel Carl will clear.
As Daniel Khan drives it on the right boot out onto the far side of the ground. He's started very well. The Daniel Khan and Kasif Khan and all sorts of Khans here for Pakistan here, working hard, and they lead India by perhaps 13 points here late in the first quarter. 3-1-19 India, 1 goal straight 6. Ian.
And we're back into play here. Plenty of height there from the Indian boys. It's coming down to ground. Just a handball across there. Sharma kicking towards the scoring area, but out of bounds it goes. It'll be thrown in about 20 metres around from the Indian goal.
A goal here late in this quarter would really tighten that up for the Indians. They've probably are behind now from where they should be.
Gravity takes over. Ball hits the deck there about 20 metres around from goal. Umpire's called a free kick, and it's going the way of the Bombers. The young man, is that Fernandez again? It is. He put his head over the ball there, Brian Mansbridge, and earned that free kick, and that's what we see in Aussie rules. If you earn the ball, you'll oftentimes earn the free kick.
Yeah, you got to sometimes put your head in where it shouldn't go, but this time he has again, and drew the free kick from about 35 metres out. Slight angle, but he was a goal kicker.
He goes on the left boot. Goal umpire pats his left side of his chest with his right hand and thrusts a hand downward, indicating one behind to India. And they're 1-1-7, trailing Pakistan at quarter time, coincidentally, 3-1-19. A 12-point lead to the Pakistan Shaheens, Ian Doherty, and they started probably the better of the two sides here.
Yeah, there's no question on the scoreboard. I like the way India moved the football. They just weren't able to turn it into enough forward 50 penetrations, you'd say, but... yeah, 12-point lead at quarter time is a good start from them.
Indeed, and Brian Mansbridge, what can the Bombers do in the second quarter to turn it around?
Well, I think they're in the game. They use the ball. They kick. They're able to, especially with their usage of the ball, they're able to chip and make sure their skills are a little bit better. Maybe going down that end, it looks like it might be the scoring end. We'll see what they can do in the second quarter.
We'll take a short break here at the football with the Pakistan Shaheens leading 3-1-19 to the India Bombers, 1-1-7 at quarter time. Quarter time here at the Western Oval, Royal Park, Parkville, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, International Cup 2017. Round 5 action here in the 9v10 game of Division 2. And it's the Pakistan Shaheens leading 3-1-19 to 1-1-7 at quarter time as the players break the huddle. And I'll give you the insight, gentlemen. At quarter time of round 1, the Indian coach gave a Hindi spray, the likes of which the AFL world has never seen. What do you think he said to his charges there during the quarter time huddle?
Oh, I'm almost too scared to ask.
What was it, Scotty?
We had a Hindi commentator with us, and he was keen to translate the swear words onto the AFL live stream. And I said, look, that's probably inappropriate for the Hindi listeners.
Interesting things. Interesting times.
As we're back in the middle, Ian Doherty to start the second quarter.
17 more minutes of International Cup football here. We're underway, and straight away coming out of it there was Najafi for Pakistan. He drives them forward there. Big pack flies, but no one can take the mark on the ground. Trying for a little toe poke there was Turkey. There's a whistle on play. He might have paid it against that little toe poke for in danger. And it's a free kick to Pakistan. Daniel Khan, or Daniel, and he'll be kicking from around about 40 metres on a fairly tight angle, and the wind will affect this kick.
Daniel Khan's been prominent early for the
has.
Shaheens. Working in defence in the first quarter, perhaps moved to centre-half forward here as he's going to use his right boot to drive him forward.
Oh.
That is one heck of a kick as the goal umpire runs out to the far side, and the young man boundary umpire says it's over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. Missed opportunity for the Shaheens.
Well, it was a massive kick.
The best looking out of bounds on the full we've seen all day, Brian.
I was going to say, and that he's banged that nearly 60 metres, but just the wrong side of the post. If that went through for a goal, we'd be jaw dropped.
He caught it pretty sweet. In fact, it's gone well into the car park there. We might lose a minute or so getting the footy back.
Yeah, really good contact. He had no trouble with the distance. He just absolutely smacked it.
So we're waiting on Rishi for India to bring the ball back into play here. Just sporting a little bit of a knee bandage. Some of these players have probably showing the wear and tear on their
here's the big
bodies.
man.
He's missed the target, and Kashif Khan for Pakistan has marked a little closer to goal than where his teammate kicked from last time. He's going for the, well, I thought he was going for the top of the square, but it drifts in towards the scoring zone. Just the left-hand side of the stick and through for one behind.
Dominating the quarter at the moment, the Shaheens. They're had it inside forward 50 for the whole quarter. And the Indians, well, they need to really get it out and start moving it down the ground, trying to hit some targets and try and go coast to coast like they did before.
Football, of course, a breeze, and the breeze favouring the Pakistan Shaheens here in the second quarter as the young man scoots the ball forward out there on the close side of the ground, number 3 unnamed, as it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. And the man, Kasif Khan, voluminous as a key forward, has been very prominent. He stands all alone about 20 metres out from the goal here as it comes back into play. Great punch forward there by the Pakistan ruckman. Ball hits the deck, little handball, right foot snap, and it goes through for a behind number 3 Pakistan as they take the lead 3-3-21, leading the India Bombers 1-1-7.
I think that 3 might be Zahir Hussain somehow.
I'm saying that too.
As a player to watch from the beginning of the tournament. Certainly knows how to get the football. Probably had a little more time there to finish that one properly as the ball comes back into play. It was Zahir Hussain that time, was bumped off at the last moment, but he butters up with a tackle there to get this build the ball back in favour of Pakistan. There's a little left foot shot on goal there by a mate in the number 36. And it's on the left-hand side of the stick and through for yet another behind. That's 3-4. 22, Pakistan leading India 1-1-7.
Just can't hit the targets, the Indians, at the moment. Here's the first time they've been able to chip it in there, Scotty, and actually get someone on the end of it, but still not really out of their defensive zone at all.
The wall of Pakistan forwards presenting themselves like the Himalayas across the northern borders as the Indian team go out on the far side, and they're wrapped up in a Shaheens tackle. The umpire comes in and he will throw the ball skyward for a ball up, which, as I predicted, he does. Gravity takes over, the ball comes back down towards the earth, and quick as look at you, the ball's back over the boundary line and out of bounds on the far side of the ground.
No real constant control of the ball between either side, is there, at the moment? No one can actually get a handle on it and use the ball to go inside their forward 50 or on goal.
Ball comes back into play. Plenty of traffic around the footy. It's got to be said. India now with a bit of a chaos kick out of defence there. And another one again by Turkey. He's giving his all for his country at the moment as he swings back down and looking into his left. A little handball back. The old 1-2 with Sharma. Now he finally gets his left boot and he kicks out towards the centre wing position. No one can take the mark. Plenty of Shaheen players forming a pack around that one. Big Khan was there. And a little chip backwards there and a mark taken there by, I think it's Hamid.
So the Pakistani player, he slaps it on the boot and goes forward again. Bombers with the numbers here at the fall of the ball. The ball hits the deck and it squirts out the back as it's over the boundary line and out of bounds directly in front of the Pakistan Shaheen's bench out there. It's fantastic to see, Brian Mansbridge. Quite a number of the Pakistan Shaheen women's team out there cheering on their countrymen.
Yeah, they're standing over at the bench there and they haven't left. They stood with them in the national anthem and have not let them go by ways at all. They've stayed right through the game.
As we're back out there on the far side, that boundary umpire charging the AFL overtime as he goes for his 47th throw-in of the second quarter.
He might be getting paid by the throw-in.
Clearly the wind is favouring that pocket out there on the far side. Of course, Pakistan Shaheen pushing the back in the ruck contest there. India Bombers free kick. He just sort of had the better position, presented his back, and the Shaheen's player shoved him directly in that as the Bombers get a chance to counter-attack here.
They do so now out towards the centre wing position. India flies for the mark there and going up was Usama Khan. Couldn't get his hands or both hands to it. There's a whistle on play here.
Oh,
and a card has been shown here as an Indian player goes down. Trying to work out who it is that might have been issued with the card.
Number 20, is it?
Or is it Chaudhry, number 29, the ruckman? No, I'm trying to see who's...
So the India player's gone down behind the play. It appears as though it was a shepherd or an elbow off the play by the...
Umpire said he lifted the elbow to get rid of him and went with that. So he set him off the ground and gave him a yellow card.
And the India Bombers take advantage of the opportunity, drive the ball on the right boot out onto the far side. And it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. And certainly these two sides talking to the coaching staff before the game, despite the fact that they may not have a particularly complicated AFL history, they are aware of the rivalry between the two countries, and so there is some feeling out there on the ground, Ian Doherty.
Oh, they're playing for keeps, no doubt about that. And as I've said time and time again, during the course of this tournament, they're playing for their country here, gentlemen, and they do so with their head held high. They're giving their very best. The Bombers now with a free kick at half forward. Just lowers the eyes and looks in short, but misses the target. And Kazi from Pakistan takes the mark at half-back.
He drives the Pakistan Shaheens forward. Daniel Khan, probably best on ground at this point, takes the mark, plays on immediately and drives a beautiful long kick down to the square. And there it is as it skims the inside of the post. Daniel Khan has launched from probably about 65 metres out, and it's just grazed the inside of the goalpost, one behind to the Pakistan Shaheens.
Just for young pundits, don't let it bounce, son. Take it on the chest and run it through and kick the goal.
Hamid Mashwani there, he allowed that to go through. He probably could have marked it and finished it off properly. But 1 point, the result there, 3-3-21 to 1-1-7. The Indians have brought it back into play, but it's gone out of bounds on the outer side of the ground here, and
within kicking distance here too, with that breeze coming from that pocket, they've been able to kick it a long way from over that side, Ian.
They have. Distance is not going to be the worry here, you would think. The pack forms around the top of the square. He sets it on its way. It's drifting in towards the goal mouth there. I think he's kicked it. He has indeed. Terrific goal there, and we're trying to identify the player. We will get to him eventually, but he puts it through for goal number 4 for Pakistan.
I reckon it might be the number 3, is it?
Zahir Hussain.
I think it might be. We'll keep an eye on him, but Zahir Hussain, but that was a magnificent kick. He just put it on the breeze, let the breeze float it through the middle, and absolutely magnificent kick from right on the boundary line.
They step out to a 20-point lead all of a sudden here, about halfway through the second quarter.
A beautiful, laborious kick there by Zahir Hussain. As the Shaheens go forward again, they are looking strong here in this game. Two Indian players go up, boom, crash, opera. Ball hits the deck, and they're out here, the Bombers. Beset upon by a Shaheen quickly. Could have been held without the ball. The umpire agrees with me. And that was Usama Khan there going in hard and held the Indian player out there in the name of Samrat Sharma. And he's earned the free kick out there on the far side.
Great
Cut off by the Shaheens player. And this is Daniel Khan again, best on ground for mine early, about probably 3 or 4 good marks, and he'll load this up on the Pakistan Express. Puts it down to the hot spot, highway to the danger zone, ball hits the deck, look out. Here they are on the ground, India Bombers.
Get it out, son.
Without it. He's got to squat it out there, the umpire circles, crosses himself. Hot spot here, ball up 15 metres out from the Pakistan Shaheens goal.
Well, the big man there, Daniel Khan, he has been on fire, and that mark running back with the flight of the ball and then tucked the one arm out was magnificent.
We're back in play here. We're not far from the Pakistan goal here. They have an opportunity to extend their lead. Umpire not satisfied that it got out. He's going to have a secondary ball up. We're directly in front here, about 25 to 30 metres from goal as the ball back in the air there. Just no one could win it out, but Elias now shoots a little handball out, a kick in fact in towards the top of the square. It bounces out, a little snap from Kazi towards goal from Pakistan, and he's put it through on his left boot there for goal number 5. And they move on to 5 goals for 34, and they lead India 1-1-7. That was a terrific little snap there.
Samir Kazi was front and square where you should be when you're a little man, right in front of the goals, 30 metres out. Put himself in the right spot, and Julie did the job and snapped it straight through.
The people involved with Pakistan football, they say they ask often, how does he kick goals? Because he can.
Because he can.
It's as easy as that. We're back
I see
in
what
the
you've
middle.
done there. I see what you've
Ball
done.
hits the deck. The Shaheens win it cleanly again, and they drive it forward with a beautiful kick. There's Singh down there, went without the ball. Opportunity there for the number 12, and that will be the young man as it's in dispute there. The umpires come in, and it will be a ball up 35.5 metres out from the Pakistan Shaheens goal.
Dominating the quarter, and they are the Pakistan side. They have not been outside their forward 50, and here we go. We're going to be another kick there, this time by the big man again, Daniel Khan.
Is it Daniel or Kashif?
Or could be Kashif, could be, yes. They're swapping it around down there.
Mount Kasif here with the opportunity to
yes.
send. That's a nice right foot kick. It goes up, catches the breeze right on the goal line, over the back. Mount Kasif Khan drives the Pakistan Shaheens even further in front here at the Western Oval. And I'll tell you what he did really well there is he propped that up with a little 8 iron on the fairway and let the East Brunswick doctor drive that through the big sticks. As the Pakistan Shaheens go in front, 6 goals for 40, and they lead the India Bombers 1-1-7 with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Well, he's just dominating out there. The two big fellas for the Shaheens are absolutely on fire at the moment.
2 goals to Kashif, back in the centre of the Western Oval here. Little kick out wide towards the wing on the outer side of the ground. Fernandez there leading in the chase for the ball for India. They're going to get it out here and go forward. Kick into a spot just to the advantage of a teammate. If he's quick enough, he can run onto it. It's coming now inside the forward 50. The play stops up there. They dive on the footies. It's been Indian players appealing for the free kick there. Singh was one of them, but nothing doing, says the umpire. I'm going to ball this up. This is a scoring opportunity for India, though.
India here, they were appealing for the free kick. Somebody's got to tell them this is not cricket, though, where you have to appeal to get the free kick. Plans to the umpire, knock forward. Opportunity for the Bombers. The young man down there, right foot off the ground, doesn't go through. Bombers at the fall, but beset upon by 2 Shaheens. A little drop kick off the ground there. It squirts out. Ball's in dispute about 2 metres around from the Bombers' goal. They couldn't take that opportunity, and this gives the Shaheens defence a chance to reset. As the Bombers here, they will be keen as mustard to get 6 points on the scoreboard. The umpire throws it up. Gravity takes over. Here we go again. Not too far out. Smothered off the boot. Squirts through. Rush behind India Bombers. As they weren't quite able to convert that opportunity, Brian.
No, they're just not not getting a handle on it. They're probably not using it and getting it inside their forward 50 with any structure at all.
Pretty sure I saw two Pakistan players tackle each other deep in defence there, such as the passion for this occasion as Daniel Khan, who's had plenty of the football
it's
marks
go
there.
the other way.
But it has been turned over. A free kick against him. It's Kalia from India. Now, he's possibly too far out to score. Would be right on the edge of the 50. Lowers his eyes and hits up a teammate there. Just inside the 50. I just wonder whether that might be Fernandez, all 60 kilos of him. He goes in short again. Another one hits the target, and it's Sharma, Ashish Sharma, who's marked for India. He's right on the boundary line. This wind, this breeze will test him. He's going to kick from probably the best part of 40 metres when it's all said and done.
Yeah, he's only, he's outside the arc of the 50, if it is 50, and I'd say it might be only 40. So he's going to kick from right on the arc, I'd say.
I believe you're right as he comes in now. He's got his left boot there. It's headed towards the top of the square. They set themselves for it. No one can take the mark. Big Chaudhry got his hands on it first. It just squirts out the back of the pack there. An opportunity for India, if they're good enough, just to get something on it and try and put it through. Just a little snap around his back there. They're not going to score by getting it done quite that way. The Pakistan defence are happy to rush that ball towards the boundary line. Oh, there's a free kick here.
Yeah, there is.
There is an Indian free kick. Just for being put down, and it's our mate with the long shorts, or the short longs, Samrat Sharma. He's right on the boundary line here. This will really test his kicking skills, but an opportunity to put goal number 2 on the board for the Bombers if he's good enough. There's a whistle on play here.
25-metre penalty.
I think it may be. It is.
Taking him right to the front of the square.
And now he's in a almost no miss opportunity here. In fact, it's a free kick to a teammate. Something's taken place off the ball there. If we can identify the chap with the ball at the moment.
It's the little man again, is it?
Fernandez, yeah. Already got 1 goal to his name. So he'll be taking a shot here from virtually the top of the goal square. Just the 10 metres out. There's about 5 Pakistan players standing on the mark here, just to make things a little bit more complex for him. As Fernandez comes in looking for goal number 2 on his left. Makes no mistake whatsoever. And through it goes for goal number 2 for India. They move to 2-2-14. They're trailing Pakistan 6-4-40.
Well, I didn't see what the 25-metre penalty was for, but obviously he's been held or infringed upon just in front of the goals. And the umpire said, well, if you're going to do that, come with me. We'll go and have a shot on goal. And, well, he's kicked the 2 goals, Fernandez. So he's been good for his country so far, but they need more of them to get themselves back in the game.
A real credit to the umpire there using the eagle eye technology to find a free kick. Of course, these two sides with a significant, national rivalry, and so it's absolutely crucial that the umpires jump in there and keep things going. As we're back in the middle, and the India Bombers are all over the ball at ground level as they tap and scrap and work the ball forward.
Oh.
Marvellous tackle there, holding the ball, says the umpire. He pounced on him there, and the Bombers are starting to wrench some of this momentum back as they go forward once more inside 50. Good chest mark taken out there by the young man, and this will be Ashish Sharma. And Ashish Sharma, who's been prominent here in the second half of the second quarter, will go back and line up for the third Indian goal of this game. And the second goal here in as many minutes for the India Bombers.
He's taken the responsibility, hasn't he? He's a long way out, and Scotty, but has gone back, didn't look at anyone else, just concentrated on himself.
On his left. The distance was always going to test him. He's almost made it halfway, but he's put it in a dangerous spot for India nonetheless. A little snap there from the left going towards the goals, but was never going to get the penetration. Bit of a careless little kick off the ground there for Pakistan, but they're going to clear out towards half-back.
As the India Bombers take the intercepting mark out there on the far side, Malhotra. And Malhotra's taken the mark, but he's beaten by the halftime siren. And it is just that here at the football. Western Oval, AFL IC 17. The Pakistan Shaheens lead at halftime 6-4-40 over the India Bombers 2-2-14. A handy lead here for the Shaheens in this 9v10 game. And Brian Mansbridge, how were the Shaheens able to take that advantage in the first half?
Well, the 2 big boys down forward, the big man in in Daniel Khan, and also the other man there in Kashif Khan. They were both able to get their hands on the ball, and massive kicks. They're long kicks, put it to dangerous spots when they weren't able to kick the goals, but they were just probably a little smarter with the ball going inside their forward 50 than the Bombers, the other end.
Driving the ball forward there with something that I think is quite important to recognise in the Pakistan versus India games is the beard quotient. And the Pakistan team with some significant beardage here, and it's looking quite good. And the Khan brothers teaming up forward have been very prominent early. Ian Doherty, can the India Bombers use those precision foot skills here in the second half to get back in the game?
Well, they've shown they can do it, but they've just got to do a little more of it. As we one of the goal umpires come towards us here, we haven't got correct weight on this
we're
score.
waiting. There's going to be something.
We'll sort that one out. In the meantime, I'll give you the goal kickers for Pakistan. It's Kashif Khan with 2, and then singles to Zahir Hussain, Samir Kazi, Hamid Mashwani, and Umair Javed. And of course, for India, just the only goal kicker there is Darius Fernandez with his 2 goals.
Just as we wrap it up here at the end of the second quarter, quick correction on the scores. 6-5-41 Pakistan Shaheens, 2-2-14 India Bombers. Pakistan by 27 points at halftime. We'll take a short break here at the Western Oval. Start of the second half here, Western Oval, and conditions, as consistent as the Melbourne weather gets, have changed significantly in the last 10 minutes. As Brian Mansbridge, the man from the Mallee, is this what you see up north, my friend?
No, we don't see this. Not like this. Not 4 seasons in one day. We might get 2, but not 4.
And I just wonder, gentlemen, whether either side will be used to playing football in these conditions. A 27-point lead for Pakistan at the moment. Will they hang on to it, or will they extend it?
Could be a sandstorm if it was over in Pakistan. You would
Possibly.
think,
The
with this
Pakistan
wind.
boys tell me they have 3 different types of weather in Pakistan. They have it dry, hot, and dry and hot. As we're back in the middle here for the start of the second half, as the big men fly. Beautiful tap down there by Sharma from India, as the umpire rapidly comes in 4.7 seconds after bowling it up and says, boys, let me do it again. And he does just that, and the big men fly once more. Ball hits the deck. The India player goes down quickly, beset upon by the Shaheens. And it's like Groundhog Day here at Western Oval. For the third time, he throws it skyward. Gravity takes over, and the ball hits the deck. This time it's roved by the Pakistan Shaheens player.
Too much.
Who had a prior opportunity. The umpire says, India Bombers, your free kick, and you'll get the first scoring opportunity here in the second half.
Actually, Sharma with the football.
Always going to do that, and when he was going to pick one out from somewhere.
Had to, yeah. Just lowers his eyes and gets it to Fernandez, sorry.
Fernando.
And I was thinking of ABBA as he kicks it towards the half-forward line.
You're showing your age.
I am. I was only a very young boy in those days. The ball goes out of bounds at half-forward for India. Umbrellas out. This is a true Melbourne winter afternoon now. The real test for these boys. Welcome to Melbourne, boys.
Could be frightening with those umbrellas out. They could start floating across the ground any tick of the clock.
As the Salt and Pepper superstar out there, Jeff Person throws the ball back in, tapped out of the attacking area by the Shaheens, but also tapped forward by the Bombers.
Oh.
Back and forth we go as he went without it. Legs,
Legged.
says the umpire as he comes in. That's well spotted there as Brian Mansbridge. He had the opportunity to kick it, but it was stopped.
Yep, just the other guy just threw the leg in at the wrong time to hold it back, and probably wasted it in the end.
Umpire Jeff Person out there doing a little bit of boundary umpiring. He is an umpire of many skills out there. I hope the AFL are ready for Jeff Person's invoice, because he gets paid by the hour, and by crikey, he gets paid well. The young American man out there with some salt and pepper beardage action. As he throws it back in, shallow throw in as they go forward there. That might be Daniel Kahn. And look at that driving kick hold up in the East Brunswick Doctor. As the ball hits the deck out there, Mount Kasif Khan couldn't take the mark. And then going without it is Singh. And a beautiful driving hand pass, and the Bombers are away here. Left foot kick down towards half forward. The big men fly. Daniel Kahn, he absolutely annihilated a teammate of his own down there. And it was number 27, and that was Mashwani. A Mashwani Khan sandwich. And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be the meat in that Pakistani sandwich.
No, that's certainly true, as the ball now thrown back into play at half forward here for India. Big knock away from Pakistan there. Khan now a little handball across to Najafi. He kicks towards the centre of the ground. A pack form around this, and they're fighting for it. No one's going to come out with that except for the umpire, and he decides to ball it up yet again here in the centre of the Western Oval.
As the Silver Fox hurls it skyward, it comes back down. Ball hits the deck. Out over the back, the Shaheens have got the numbers, but they tap it in the erroneous direction. The young Indian player there, some beautiful moves there by Baig. And Baig takes a bounce and moves on quickly. And he goes once, twice, thrice, if you don't mind. Play on, says the umpire out there on the far side. And there it is again, Jeff Person with the opportunity to throw the ball back in. India Bombers attacking hard here at the start of the third quarter.
Fair knee bandage on Jeff Person over there, the boundary umpire.
Yeah, 400 or 500 metres of tape on that knee. The ball comes down now, India. Now try and break clear. And kicking towards the scoring zone. Might have been a push. Umpire let it go. Beshra there trying to run onto it. The ball runs out of bounds and will be thrown in. We're about 20 metres around from the Indian goal here. It's 14, plays 41.
Boundary umpire Person early here in this third quarter, potentially could be going to the emergency room for leather poisoning with all the opportunities he's had to get involved. Let's see his action. Magnificent, beautiful throw in there by the young man into the wind too, if you don't mind. As the India Bombers will be looking to put 6 points on the board here. It squirts out on the far side. Could have been a push in the back. Plans to the umpire. The Bombers now with the ball cleanly, not so much, as he went for the kick off the ground. Beautiful move there, a little right foot snap, but smothered by the Shaheens player, as could have been helped without a plan, said the umpire. And it's like Groundhog Day. As umpire Person's come out of the change rooms at half time, thrust himself into the contest, and he'll get another opportunity to throw it back into play.
He's had the busiest 5 minutes of the carnival here, no doubt about that, as he brings it back into play now. Big men set themselves underneath it and really wins it clear. Najafi was there for Pakistan. Just coming out there was Ahmed. He pops it in short, finds a teammate, but it's
Out
right
the
on the
full.
boundary line. In fact, called out of bounds on the full, and I believe it's Fernandez there with the penalty free kick.
Darius Fernandez, 2 goals to the India Bombers. Maybe not because it was on the right boot. Nevertheless, the Bombers go forward. Could have been in pushing the back, play to the umpire. And play on they do, the Shaheens, and look at them go forward here. This is Hussein. Hussein, great tackle by the Bombers.
Oh,
They've
well
been set
run
upon.
down.
The leg speed of the Bombers is quite good. They're keeping up with the more mature bodies of the Shaheens as it's over there on the far side and once more over the boundary line and out of bounds, Brian.
Yeah, it was good tackle from behind. The Bombers were able to, foil up the Shaheens as he used a bit of pace and brought the tackle to ground and turned the ball over.
And back into play it comes. Big Khan that time getting the knock for Pakistan. There's a big rainmaker kick up towards the forward
don't
50.
want that there.
It bounces almost as high as it was kicked in the first place. No one laying a finger on it. Coming out now, a little handball. And just something off the footy there, but it's a free kick.
Tackle without it, I think the umpire said.
Might have been Sharma from India who's got it at halfback.
And Sharma now surveys his options in the driving rain. It's I'm not too sure what that was.
He kicked that
Kasif
to
Khan
himself.
has just gone to absolutely iron out the young man. He weighs about 60 kilos and he's bounced off Kasif Khan like he's made of rubber. Meanwhile, with a big gust of breeze, everything is floating away here, and the umpire's called a free kick. Yes, it is, to number 25 of Pakistan, and that, of course, will be Ilyas. Ilyas, he turns it over immediately. Play on, umpire says... Holding the ball, free kick to the Shaheens. Ilyas, take 2, gets a second opportunity to drive the Shaheens forward.
Emron from India there like a deer in their headlights. The kick now misses the target. He's able to butter up there. Najafi kicks it in towards the forward zone for Pakistan. No one can grab it cleanly, and out of bounds it goes. Right adjacent to the behind post here at the Western Oval. Pakistan in attack. It's 41 plays 14, and we've travelled nearly 7 minutes here in the third quarter.
Just like Uncle Steve at a Matheson family Christmas, it is blustery here at the Western Oval as the ball comes back into play. Opportunities here for the Shaheens into the win. Beautiful play there. Could have been too high. Planted the umpire, though, as the Shaheens go forward again, and the ball is into the behind post for another Shaheens opportunity. They're probably kicking into a 5 or 6 goal breeze here in the third quarter as it's really kicked up here. It could blow a dog off a chain here in the third quarter. Hot spot opportunity for the Shaheens, overrunning the ball. Good pick up there. They go forward once more. Little left foot kick. Play on, says the umpire. It's Singh down there. Singh with a little handball. Difficult to see it on the far side. Squirts a right foot kick. Set up behind the ball of the Shaheens though. Once, twice, 1, 2, 3, 4. 44 goes forward. Lovely attack on the ball by the Bombers though. And a clearing kick out of defence by the Bombers defender.
Not sure how long it's going to stay out there as Big Khan, Danyad Khan there was right underneath that, and he sees it out of bounds. Very close to centre wing here at the Western Oval. We've travelled nearly 8 minutes here into the third quarter. Still 41 plays 14. No addition to the score so far. The ball comes back into play here. We're at centre wing. No one able to clear it. Gee, when they get out the Pakistan, their leg speed looks pretty good. They just can't get it clear here. Out of bounds again. It'll be thrown in at centre wing.
Neither side really taking possession of the ball at the moment. And just holding it up on centre wing. This breeze, it would blow. It nearly blow the facial hair off you, Scotty.
This facial hair is, there's no hair plugs on this chin. I'll tell you what, it is well fastened as Kasif Khan, with the power of the Himalayas, comes out and may have given away a free kick here, I believe, to the India Bombers. He might have gone a bit too hard, and the conditions, just like my former dating life, erratic here at the Western Oval as the India Bombers survey their options as they go forward. Go forward they do through hand pass, and this is Singh. Sing a song of sixpence as he kicks a barrel down towards the wing out there on the far side, only as far as Daniel Khan, who gives it back inboard to a Shaheens teammate. Ball's on the deck there. Can the Bombers take it? Soccer off the ground. Coming back inboard there is the young man called Mansour. Mansour moves it in to Hussein. Hussein went without it. Bombers on the deck. Umpire comes in. He says, give it to me, boys, and I'll ball it up.
Might have been a bit lucky there, Hussein. Zahir Hussein. He held onto it for a long time, but the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt and didn't ping him. But it is a free kick now to India.
It is. It's going to Fernandez. He's had plenty of the footy today.
He's been
for
good
India,
for him, yes.
The little fella.
Gets on that
Plays on
big
now.
arc.
On his arc, goes to the left there. Probably dropped what he should have taken. Turkey
Got
was
numbers.
interfered with, but he's good enough to make a second effort there. Little bounce and kicks it towards the forward 50. No one can take the mark there. Bashra was there for India. And the ball trickles out of bounds again. We're at half forward for India. Getting close to the 10-minute mark here of the third quarter. No addition to the score. It's 41 plays 14.
They look convincing when they go forward, the India Bombers. They move forward, they run in waves, and their football's clearly improved throughout this tournament. It's quite impressive. It's just they fall down with those foot skills at that vital moment, and perhaps when they put a little bit more girth on those smaller frames, they'll be a real force to be reckoned with here in the future of the AFL International Cup. Meanwhile, back at the football, the India Bombers are scrambling out there on the far side. Far side, as Kasif Khan comes out, meets the ball, barnstorming through there, takes on a few tacklers, only goes as far as the Bombers there out on the far side. Mount Kasif goes once, twice, thrice. Look at him go, the big man. And I'll tell you what, the big men fall hard as the India Bombers beset upon him. Umpire Jeff Person thrusts his right hand skyward. It's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Gee, conditions no good for big fellas right now, are they?
No, Ian, I wouldn't like to be a big fella out there. You would need to be short, stature and low to the ground and want to have really good skills. You'd be out there enjoying yourself.
Gee, they might have to turn the lights on here at the Western Oval. It's very dark as the rain continues to fall.
I don't know whether they're going to be much help.
No, you could be right. And as I said earlier in the call, these boys would not be used to these sort of conditions for their football. As the umpire balls it up, we're at half forward for
He
India.
fell over to the umpire. He's on the ground.
Yeah, he's gone over, and there'll just be a little halt and play here as the trainer comes out to make sure the umpire's okay. Probably should be wearing the wet weather stops here as it's a Pakistan free kick. We're at half back. Just lowers the eyes, looking for a pass here. He can't take the mark, but Hussein was able to shoot a little handball off. They've got the running game going here, Pakistan. If they can get it clear into space, a kick towards half forward looks like it'll be a turnover.
The umpire's picked out a free kick for the India Bombers there. Not too sure what it was for, but nevertheless, the Bombers will go forward here via the right foot boot of the defender there. Daniel Khan comes out, meets that ball and attacks it. He gives the old candy, goes out on the far side, ball's over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the India Bombers as the conditions here have gone from warm, like your nan's embrace at Christmas, to colder than an ex-wife's embrace, Brian Mansbridge.
Yeah, I was nearly going to say the mother-in-law's kiss, but not to be outdone there, Scotty. But look, it's obviously going to stay across that side, Ian. There's plenty of breeze going that way.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that they're staying well away from the commentary position here as the ball... in fact, I think the commentary position was there earlier in the week.
It used to be.
And all the play was on this side of the ground.
So they brought it over this side of the ground, and what's happened?
Back we go over there, and this rain's getting heavier here. We might have to turn the windscreen wipers on. The ball comes back into play here. Chowdhury was trying to win the tap for Pakistan. A kick from India towards the half-forward line.
Free kick.
It was Turkey up before acceptances there. We have the free kick paid against him.
Yeah, big Daniel Khan stood there under the marking contest and was taken out of it. And the umpire said, you can't do that.
And Daniel Khan's right thigh drives the ball forward again. Held up in the East Brunswick Doctor out on the far side. Beautiful roving there by maybe Hussein. Little handball out only as far as a Shaheen's player there as they move it forward again. Once, twice, two bites of the cherry. Play on to the umpire. Shaheen's going forward. Socket off the ground. Who can come through here? Look at these soccer skills. The young man as he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at those possessions as it's down and the umpire pats his chest. First score here of the third quarter as the Pakistan Shaheens with one behind down there.
Well, the soccer skills were absolutely magnificent. He kept it in front of him, just couldn't get the ball to bounce at the right time to get his boot to it the last little bit, and was foiled by the Indian defence.
The Bombers play on now out of the kick-in. Kicking it out of the troubled zone just for the moment. They've got numbers around here. Fernandez working hard for the football. Can be rewarded with a free kick.
Held on to.
Was held on to. In fact, it might be Bogue that's going to take the free, is it? Or is it Fernandez? It is Fernandez. in extremely wet conditions. It's like a dirty old Tuesday night at training at the moment out there. He decides to, and once he's left, he goes out towards
by this time.
centre wing. That's right, straight into the social club you go. No one can take the mark. We're at half forward or back towards centre wing here. No one getting it again. Boundary throw-ins would be the leading possession winner in this contest at the moment. We're just heading in towards the 15-minute mark here of the third quarter. And just the one behind the score for this quarter so far. 6-6-42 Pakistan leading India 2-2-14.
Ryan Mansbridge, these are the types of conditions where hydration is crucial, not because you're getting dehydrated, but because it perhaps warms you up.
It might be some good stuff that needs to be out there to warm you up.
I'll tell you what, it's absolutely freezing out here at the moment. Here we go with a one-on-one contest right out in front of us. They both fall down. Beautiful roving by the Indian player there as he goes forward on his right boot. 2-on-1 contest, those Shaheens, and it's Daniel Khan, the big man. He's been absolutely outstanding for the Shaheens in this game as he drives it out on the far side to Zahir Hussain. And Hussein's got plenty of space out there as they go back out and test the corneas on the far side. Kasif Khan's out there. Good attack on the ball by the Bombers' defence as they paddle it over. And once more, I believe, for the 147th time of the third quarter, it's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Nice work by the big man there, but sometimes I think he'd be better off, Kasif Khan, going straight down the middle rather than heading out to that side flank. And Hussain did very nicely, just quite didn't hit the target going inside forward 50.
28 points the margin as Big Khan tries to impose himself on that boundary throw-in. His kick goes high and doesn't cover any distance. Looks like the range just clearing briefly, so we can almost see the players. Where again at half forward, the Indians with an opportunity if they get it out, they're good enough. But a little turnover here. Pakistan fighting hard. They're looking for a scoring opportunity before the three-quarter time break. The umpire's found a free kick for a high tackle, and kicking with the aid of the tide here rather than the breeze. I think the distance is probably too much for him.
Jafar Meidi on the left boot. He sets it up on the Lahore Express, but a beautiful mark down there. In wet conditions, as Brian Mansbridge says, it makes it very hard to take those non-chest marks. As the ball's out there, overrunning it, there's the Indian player as it squirts out. But Jailhouse Sopar, little handball in board. Number 44, Pakistan. Beautiful centering kick. Oh, chest mark dropped, if you don't mind. Little handball out. Still the scoring opportunity with the Shaheens here as the young man works hard. He's working overtime. He slips, maybe tackled by an invisible man as the ball comes out. Beautiful driving kick forward here. Opportunity for the big man. Oh, he hits the deck. Crikey. That was a 4.5 on the Richter scale as the India Bombers clear it out on the far side of the ground.
And with Fernandez with a little bit of space in front of him, he's just tapping along in front of him. If it'll sit up, he's away. Now the cavalry arrive for Pakistan. Let's surround him here and bottle it up. It'll be a ball up here. Centre wing position. Nearing in on the siren here. About 3 seconds to go. It looks like we're right on quarter time here. A three-quarter time, I should say. In fact, there's the siren. And it's a 28-point margin at three-quarter time. Pakistan 6-6-42. Leading India 2-2-14.
As the Pakistan Shaheens, that quarter was pretty much a deadlock, boys, but that certainly favours the Shaheens with that handy lead. And those bigger bodies, you know, just keeping the ball out on the far side, they know if they just sort of play stalemates here, they can maintain that 28-point lead for the rest of the game, perhaps.
Certainly can. I think all they need to do now is just tip the ball around, use a bit of possession, and maybe use some of their skill. Going to be hard in the conditions that it is at the moment. But I think if they go down the middle of the ground, they're going to have no problems whatsoever.
All right, we're going to take a break here before we come back and bring you the final quarter of this Division 2 men's match here at the International Cup 2017. It's Pakistan 42 leading India 14.
Beginning of quarter 4 action here in the 9v10 or 9th place game in Division 2 AFL International Cup 2017, and the Pakistan Shaheens have had the better run of it here in Doherty. They lead by 28 points going into the last quarter.
Yes, a 28-point lead. An interesting quarter of football, that one. The rain appears to have abated somewhat, but there was only one behind scored for the entire quarter of football there. And the Shaheens increased their lead. Can't see them getting rolled from here. It would be an extraordinary turnaround, but India certainly a plucky team of footballers, and they're certainly doing their best for their country.
Just like my former Tinder profile, it was forgettable, that quarter of football out on the far side. It really tested out the corneas of the commentary team. And Brian Mansbridge, can you see the Bombers getting back into it here?
No, I can't see them winning, but I can see them maybe just putting some pressure on the Pakistan side and see if they can get a couple of scores in this final quarter. But look, Pakistan have played pretty good footy.
As the umpire, resplendent in lime green, throws the ball skywards, and we go forward once more, courtesy of the India Bombers. But Zahir Hussain is there as a little right foot snap out there on the far side. Drop mark. Good attack on the ball there, though, by the Shaheens. And they've got numbers at the fall of the ball, courtesy of Daniel Khan. As they're out there, Mehdi, perhaps a free kick. Free kick to the India Bombers. Didn't see what it was
Held
called.
without it.
Yeah, he certainly was tackled and he didn't have the football. So India there through Singh. He's that would be Prasenjit Singh. He pops it out towards centre wing. Okay with that one. And it's Baig now. He's going to put the ball towards half forward. The leaper there from Pakistan spoiled what would have been a mark otherwise. And the handball over the top. Pakistan half back line working hard here. Kick on the left, rush. They spoil each other that time, the Shaheen players. The ball comes to ground here. Umpire won't put up with this. He'll be asking for a ball up here. We're at centre wing here at the Western Oval. We've travelled just under 2 minutes in the final quarter. No addition to the score.
As the umpire comes in, throws the ball up. The Red Sharon holding up well in difficult conditions here at the Western Oval. Ball squirts out on the far side. That's Singh, but only as far as Khan. With a can-do attitude, he slaps it on his boot, goes forward. And out on the far side, over the boundary line and out of bounds, just around from the Pakistan cheering section. Those beautiful green and white flags holding up well in difficult conditions out here, Brian. Well,
they have been, and they've been good. Good to see a good crowd over to watch both these sides as well.
And Chaudhary trying to get the clearance for Pakistan there out of that boundary throw-in, but coming out of it was Singh for India. Kicks out towards centre wing, and it's a mark there by Baig. He plays on now. Kicks out towards a one-on-one contest at half forward. Might have been Fernandez there. He couldn't get it.
Good tackle.
And a ripping tackle there by Pakistan. Force a ball up here at half forward.
As the umpire comes in, opportunity now for the Bombers to get 6 points on the board, around about 65 metres around from their goal. Nice little dance move there from Amal Dev as the ball squirts out of the pack like a jailhouse soap bar as the young men go out on it, and it squirts out. Very difficult to see. Tough conditions out there. As I admire the urban form in the background of the Western Oval. Very consistent here, the urban form along Park Street in Brunswick. Ball's back up, comes down. Good attack on the ball there by Singh, and he overruns it and he's beset upon by a horde of Shaheens. Singh goes once and twice as it squirts out the back. Nice little blind turn by the young man that had nobody near him, but it looked good anyway as the Bombers go back forward. Tap over the back now. The Bombers, it's a 4-on-3 contest. Little kick out, but over the boundary line and out of bounds. 45 metres around from the India Bombers goal.
Neither side really doing anything in this final quarter, Ian. It's kick to kick along the other side, and one side will score in a minute, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. It could be, it'll be one of the two of them anyway. He comes out of back there, but a nice intercept mark there by Samrat Sharma.
Could be the Indians.
Too far out to score. The man with the longest shorts in the business.
Barrel.
He's going for the torpedo. He hasn't quite caught it properly, but it'll still get towards the top of the square. No one can take the mark there. Carly was trying to swing it round onto his right, had another crack at it there, couldn't do it. Lays a late tackle, it's got to be said. Umpire didn't like that one. He's played a free kick, and I think it's going to go to Pakistan.
Problem with the barrel, she floated like a dead pigeon. It really didn't go anywhere, did it?
It did. It was a mongrel.
That is the worst thing when you're a pigeon racer and you get an investment and you get it home and throw it into the sky and it just does not fly. Poor investments in pigeon racing have really hurt the industry as the ball's over the boundary line and out of bounds on the far side. Trees moving ever so slightly. Magnificent gum trees here around the sides of Western Oval. Huge punch forward there by the number 3 Sharma of India as he's punched them about 25 metres closer round to goal as they've gone forward through some hard labour here, India, but they've certainly set themselves up with a scoring opportunity.
Bill Laurie wouldn't like to hear him talking like that, Ian.
Very
about
upset.
his pigeon racing. And
Very upset.
I reckon he'll have a little say it around the summertime in the cricket.
He
We're
may
talking
do.
about you, Scotty, I
They
think.
do. The Indians are trying to get it out of here. Pakistanis now they are. Daniel Khan again had plenty of the footy today. Moves it out towards centre wing position. Fernandez there kicked it out towards Fernandez here for India. We're out around the boundary line here, just forward of centre wing. They form a pack around it again. And the busiest man at Royal Park today is the field umpire who crosses himself and says, I'll ball it up again here, boys. We've travelled just under 5 minutes here in the final quarter.
You certainly got to hand it to the Indians here as they have really shut down the Pakistan scoring machine here in the second half. And as we've been talking about, they've improved throughout the tournament as the young man out there, Malhotra, takes a good mark coming out of defence and the Bombers will
They
go
got the
forward
switch
again.
here. Just doesn't open the eyes up many times, the Indians. Sometimes they can come across the ground, but they decided just to go long.
Absolutely spot on, Brian. That's a good call. Too often they've gone down the ground to a contest where the Pakistan Tolls have the real advantage. Excellent tackle here as the umpire takes his time blowing the whistle, decides to after a while, and a few of the footballers out there acquaint themselves with one another. They finally let each other go, and the football recommences as the umpire throws it up. Both ruckmen miss it. Good attack on the ball there, and an excellent tackle, but too high. Perhaps just over the shoulder there. Brian, did you catch that
Yeah,
one?
just a little high coming through. And free kick to the Pakistan side.
Little handball across here. Hussain on his right, driving Pakistan forward here in towards the boundary line. Deep into attack this time, Pakistan. But out of bounds it goes. It'll be thrown back into play.
Umpire Jeff Person down there, just like when he was playing football for the Nashville Kangaroos, not keen to leave the field without a touch.
He's had more touches than most.
Yeah, yes.
As he used to when he'd play fullback on me back in the USAFL. He would dominate me, the young man down there. Ball's back into play now. Pakistan Shaheens. Opportunity to get some more points on the board. As it squirts out there, the Sharon will get nice and slippery in these conditions. And the problem is, as the wetter it gets, the more difficult that Sharon becomes to pick up. As a nice back suplex there by the Indian defender. And the umpire comes in and will throw it up again for the umpteenth time.
We're at half forward for Pakistan here, right in front of their bench and all of their supporters. The umpire puts it into the air. Chowdhury gave them first use of it. It goes to ground now. India on the break here as they're running through the centre of the ground, giving chase. A Pakistan opponent caught him too. Big chase down tackle that time by Zaid Shah. And free kick will go to him. He's looking to handball it straight away. Hussain on his right. In towards the forward 50. Good use of the body there, but couldn't hold the mark. First to it there from India. Trying to pick it up at the boundary line. Beats them all. It'll be thrown in again about 20 metres around from the Pakistan goal. 42 plays 14.
It's a cliche that I really don't like to use, but this has absolutely been a game of two halves here. 6-5 to 2-2 at half-time as the big man, Kasif Khan, has kicked it up there. 6-5 to 2-2 in the first half. Just 1 point kicked here in the second half as the conditions have become relatively inclement. As the young man with the stutter step, he's run about 7,422 steps, and the umpire said, "You've run too far, son."
Showed a good turn of speed, though.
He did.
He just forgot to bounce it.
The young men have come in and they've decided to gesticulate with one another in terms of saying, "Please don't touch my teammates." The whistles are blowing out there. It's a little bit like when the train's pulling away from the station. As they'll bring it back, the umpires have taken charge. It's a Pakistan Shaheen's free kick here. The young man, of course, you can't run more than 15 metres, 15 steps, 15 metres in AFL football. And the dance moves don't cut it either. As the ball squirts out over the back there, Pakistan Shaheen's over the boundary line. And guess what? Out of bounds it goes.
Jim, the footy's wet too, Brian. You want to get these crummers behind the pack.
It's coming over the back a few times, and they're all standing in front. And it's just travelling that little bit further at the moment. But I thought he's a bit stiff, the man ping there. He stood in the one spot and had about 5 steps, which he counted, the umpire. I don't think he travelled actually 15 metres.
Well, there's Fernandez trying to shark it for India there. He's got his nose over the football. Could have been rewarded with a free kick there. Nothing doing, and the ball trickles out of bounds again. We're a lot closer to goal here. A little bit of push and shove. There's still plenty of passion about this.
They're not going to leave it out there. They're going to make sure everything stays. Well, they are going to leave everything out on the ground, not take it into the rooms.
Ball's back into play now. Opportunity for the Shaheens. Could have been a throw. Play on, said the umpire. The Indian players appeal for leg before wicket, but play on, says the umpire. As they come out, this is Meaty. Excellent tackle there by the Indian player. As the umpire comes in, holding the ball, he says, as Meaty had a prior opportunity as he dived on that ball. Of course, you've got to keep the ball moving on and moving on up as Malhotra will move the Indian Bombers forward and out of the Pakistan danger zone.
Great tackle from Malhotra. They're rewarded. There could have been a push in the back against Pakistan, and it will be. And it's a free kick to Karanbir Singh. Just lowers his eyes, looking short for an opponent. Turnover now is an opportunity for Pakistan. The ball very wet. It's right in front of us. We can see how difficult it is to pick up. Hussain picks it up there, tackled. Boundary line beats them all. It'll be a throw-in right in front of us, gentlemen. At least we can see it.
Good visual action here indeed.
First time for the whole game.
Owais Rehman out there, number 20. Asked me to call him out. He's got a magnificent beard. Perhaps hasn't had a lot of the Sharon, but he's been quite good today. Coming back from an AC joint injury. Marvellous chasing tackle there. If you don't mind, the young man, a shocker. And the Pakistan Shaheens player was shocked from behind as he came from out of nowhere. And that was perfect tackling style.
25 metre penalty.
And a 25-metre penalty. Brian Mamsridge, did you see what that was for?
No, I've got no idea. It was happened off the ball. I was watching where the ball was, but it happened behind.
As the Bombers go forward again, the goal kicker, Fernandez, is down there. Squirted forward over the back, though. It's all Shaheens. And an excellent mark taken down there by Mansour. Mansour now. He's got Shaheens out on the close side of the ground. It's a beautiful sort of kick in the wet conditions as it squirts out the back. 3-on-3 contest out here, but it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Karanbir Singh there trying to pick it up. Just very wet football. Wasn't able to do so. We've travelled now 11 and a half minutes here, almost, into the final quarter here at the Western Oval Royal Park International Cup 17. Back into play. Just ball coming along the ground here. Pakistan with an opportunity to get themselves out of trouble just in the short term. The bounce eluded Usama Khan there. He couldn't get it. He's in for a second opportunity if he can pick it up.
Could have been a bit of a tick there.
It might have just been a little bit of tap in danger.
Yep, just lifted the boot a little bit too high. Hussain was put the head over it.
As here comes the young man, Daniel Khan. Very good performance from him today. As the ball hits the deck out there. Quick little handball. Could have been a throw, and the umpire just
Billy Slater would have been very, very happy with that.
Melbourne Storm-esque there as Singh moves it on forward for the Bombers. Beautiful right foot kick. Has found his teammate down there. Driving kick down forward. Ball's out over the back. The Shaheens player with the beautiful kick off the ground there. Picked up by the number 5 of Pakistan as they attempt to clear it. Then the clearing snap around the body out onto the close side. Ball hits the deck and it's Meaty at ground level with the kick over the boundary line on the full. Free kick to the Bombers as they'll go forward once more.
And that one's gone out onto the 5th green of the Royal Park Golf Course behind us.
Nearly a hole in one there. Yeah. Nearly a hole in one.
Might just, in fact, I think it's gone into the bunker, so it might take us a few minutes to get that one out. What do you like with a wedge?
Little wedgie,
Scotty.
I can really dish up a good wedgie, I can tell you what.
Okay, well you might
potato wedge.
If things don't warm up in here soon, you might be tested on that as the ball comes back into play here. Malhotra in towards the forward 50 for India. Pakistan defence working hard. Picked up there, a little chip in towards goal. And chasing it there. We see there's about 400 players around this contest. India desperately looking for a goal before the carnival finishes here in the last few moments of it.
Sconed him.
There's a whistle on play after, or just before a little shot on goal. It won't stand. And
kicking in danger,
I think there has been a free kick paid here. And
it's going to the Bombers.
And is it Daman Beshra, I think, has got the football. Just don't know what his kicking's going to be like here. But he's going to kick it from about 20 to 25 metres out. Appears to be about a 45-degree angle. So distance and angle shouldn't trouble him here. I notice the trees aren't moving around anywhere near as much
Breeze
as
has
they
settled
were.
a bit, Anne.
Yeah.
It has quite a bit.
I think we're in the eye of the storm, Brian, as he comes in now onto his right. Goal umpire doesn't move. And through it goes for goal number 3 to India. They move on to 3-2-20 and they trail Pakistan Shaheen 6-6-42. There is time if they're good enough, but they'd want to be scoring a bit quicker than that, wouldn't they, Scotty?
Massive moral victory for the Bombers here, leading the scoreboard here in the second half. And I'll tell you what, they certainly earned the free kick down there. We've seen a few kicking in dangers here as the things have gotten a bit scrappy here in the second half. And credit to the umpires for keeping things moving.
Avi
have done
Kalia
well.
was the player that kicked that. Is that
it
right?
was.
Thanks,
Number
Brian.
5, yeah. Kalia. He's
Kalia.
the man that went back and slotted it through.
And we're back in the centre here of the Western Oval, underway again. Pack forming around this straight away. Still plenty of desperation from the Bombers here. Looking for a bit of respectability on the scoreboard. They're certainly establishing that. They trail by 22 points.
After as you said, Scotty, a dominant first half, the Pakistan Shaheens, India have really kicked back and nullified them a fair bit in this second half, haven't they?
They absolutely have as Fernandez goes forward, 2 goals to his name. And the Bombers are still running as the Shaheens' bodies are looking tired. Absolutely poleaxed the young man as he took on the first Pakistan Shaheen, but then was beset upon from there. And he's saying to his teammates, can you use a little bit of oral skills next time to please let me know what's around me? It was very difficult.
It's like
He
a
doesn't
bunny
have
rabbit
eyes.
in the headlights, wasn't he?
He absolutely was. Meanwhile, back at the football, Fernandez with a beautiful pickup. Took the ball over the boundary line. Bit unlucky there. There's all sorts of lines on this ground in different colours of white, but it's, of course, the black line here that is the boundary line here at the football.
Bit
Goes over the
stiff.
boundary line and out of bounds.
Very stiff, I thought, Fernandez.
He looks good, doesn't he?
He does. He
Yeah,
moves
he can
very
play the
well.
game.
Yeah, he can. I don't know whether he's playing over here with anyone, but he certainly can get around and moves very, very nicely. He's got a bit of an NA next to his name.
As it goes back down towards the Shaheens attacking area, they'd be keen for one last 6-pointer. As it squirts out over the back, this is Usama Khan. Khan went without the ball. He can't get it at this stage. As the ball squirts out, little handballs by the Bombers. Here they go again. Khan, that was about the most blatant overhead throw I've seen in a game of AFL
Two
football.
Billy Slaters in one game.
That was like off the sideline throwing in
Yeah,
rugby
it
there.
was. It was setting it up.
Good mark. Excellent mark there by Singh. And sing a song of sixpence, he heads forward. Nice,
a good
well-weighted kick. As here go the Bombers again. Look at him run here late in this game. Driving kick. Who's going to be at the fall of the ball over the back? If you don't mind, we need a kick off the ground. No,
Oh!
we've got a 6-pointer.
That's it.
6-pointer courtesy of Kalia. And the Indian
Again.
Bombers edge closer to the Pakistan Shaheens late in this 9th place game in Division 2. They are 4-2-26. The Pakistan Shaheen 6-6-42.
And second goal there for Carla in the space of just a couple of minutes. And notice we're getting up towards the, am I looking right there, about 15 and a half minutes. I'd say they'll run out of time
They
here.
will.
Which is a real shame because they've made a decent effort of this final quarter.
Good footy, moving it through the corridor, chipping it over the top and running onto it there and putting it deep. And Kalia down there, the goal kicker from before, steps up and kicks his second.
Dying moments of the game here, but the India Bombers look to go forward again. Fernandez, very good performance from him today. Went without it though. This is Rehman, and Rehman with a big driving kick down forward. Daniel Khan can't take the chest mark. 3-on-1 contest down here. Can the Bombers hold the big man? He wheels around, back on the right boot. 6 points, Daniel Khan. Meanwhile, the Pakistan Shaheens have taken out a massive victory here today as the umpires scored it back for one behind. So the final score here at the football sees the Pakistan Shaheen 6-7-43 defeating the India Bombers and taking out 9th place. The Bombers were 4-2-26. And Brian Mansbridge, what a game of football we saw.
Well, it was a game of two halves, as you said, Scotty, early on. And India, I thought they were very, very good in the second half of this game. They've outscored well and truly the Pakistan side. And I think they only kicked a couple of points after half time. And the Indians have kicked their couple of goals, or 3 goals to be precise. So they did a very good job, and it was a good game of footy. They moved it very well. The rain sort of spoiled it in that middle sort of contest around the third quarter there, but they did start to really get their hands on it in that second part of this quarter here and move the ball quite well.
Some really encouraging signs going forward for the India Bombers there, as you say, Brian. And they battled really hard there. And some of the players like Fernandez and
Dalius Fernandez, I like the way he moves around. He's only a little fella, 60 kilos of him. He'd be 166, so he's 5'2", eyes are blue, but can step around a few players. And he was and used the ball very well.
Oh, great in traffic too. He had good vision when he was caught in traffic, showing some real talent there. And if he can get a few other boys around him. Next time we see the International Cup, expect India to be big improvers.
Bashir was another one that did a bit, and Sharma, Ashir Sharma for the Indian side. But the two big guys, Kashif Khan and also Daniel Khan, both for Pakistan, were really outstanding for most of the game.
So Pakistan takes out 9th place in Division 2 here in IC 17. They defeat the India Bombers 6-7-43. India 4-2-26. For Ian Doherty, Brian Mansbridge, I'm Scott Matheson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here at The Football. IC 17 over and out.